Notebook's getting a little light on the pages at the end, you know? It's the opposite of LeBron reading a book. It's getting there. Then I'm going to have to flip it over.
Wait, what'd you say?
So this notebook is getting real thin. This is what I got left. This is what's been used.
Well, that's when it will be worth the most money.
No. I'm going to flip it over.
What?
And then I'm going to flip it over and then do the backs of the pages.
Saying volume 2 is on the way?
Yeah, but it'll be inside volume 1.
Oh.
There's never been a volume 2 inside of volume 1.
Only right on one side of the page?
Yeah, because I'm going to flip it over and then fill out the rest of it.
Is that how books are written?
So this was a plan all along.
Yeah, it was a plan all along. This isn't Tolstoy. I'm not trying to.
No, you're blowing my mind right now. You don't write on the back of the page.
I normally would, but not when I'm doing a book like this, a notebook like this.
You're creating art.
Well, I mean, that's goes without saying. Are you kidding me? I got a couple of drawings in here. I got to admit.
Is it breathing?
Well, no, it's actually, and yet very alive. I gotta update it with pictures at some point. But I'll admit I became pretty lax on drawing pictures. But I'll make sure pictures are everything.
I figured.
Yeah, like it's happened like maybe 30% of the time I've drawn a picture, but I'll get there. I'm gonna film in.
Yeah. Last time I remember us talking about this, I think you drew Officer Stovepipe. I'm not mistaken. Was that?
Oh, racism choked me up there. Goodness.
The last movie we did that we can't talk about hasn't inspired you to draw more?
Well, I mean, that is.
Yo, by the way,
I can't wait for that episode.
Great hilarity on the. I'm on the Universal lot tour with my kids, and as it's going through, the little tram is going through. They've got like commemorative movie posters for all these Universal movies that have, the great classics or whatever. Some of them like from the 40s and 50s. Some of them are like Back to the Future, whatever. And I saw Schindler's List and I started laughing. And everyone was like, what's funny? What are you laughing at?
Yeah.
I mean, it has this. We got to bring those Schindler's List references back. Yeah. What? Yeah. That was one of the great old cliches. Old cliches of Cinephobe history. In the first 100 years of Cinephobe. That was the thing we did. Zach, by the way, Zach, I was listening to the Delta Farce episode, and you had a reference in there that I was staggered.
What?
Staggered.
What was the reference?
Supercharged.
I didn't listen.
You should listen.
I didn't want to listen to any Larry the Cable Guy clips, so I haven't listened to this episode.
Oh, there weren't that many clips in it.
Even one would send me over the edge.
All the ones that we had are all the bingo words. And there were a lot.
Yeah.
It's funny because we talked about like this is the most bingo filled movie we've ever done. And I was like, man, the innocence of youth.
Yeah, there've been a few since that would definitely.
That was heavy on one in particular.
One bingo?
Yeah, one particular bingo word.
Yeah. Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
ties back to
It's climate.
ties back to the group chat that we talked about, like what should this CT5 be about? Because May said worst villains, and Zach got uncomfortable because he said a lot of the villains.
There have been enough villains that have tried to R.
Very comfortable with the R wording. And I was like, I was like, what? Every time someone says R word, my first thought is.
No, I didn't say R word. I said R-ing.
Yeah, here's
apostrophe I-N-G.
Yeah, I don't think he was uncomfortable. Worst villains is fun. But I think we need a no R-ing qualifier to keep it light. Some villains have been open to R-ing.
Yes.
And I like how it's open to R-ing. And I was taken aback.
Mayes responded with, "Oh, Jesus. I meant worse villains like they were bad at being a villain, not most despicable villain behavior." That is not how I was viewing that.
Although I wish that you had made your list.
Oh, man.
Oh, that would have been
I wouldn't have included the R guys. I wouldn't have included them.
So, Mike, what's my man from Karate Kid 3?
Oh, Mike Barnes?
Mike Barnes is off the list. Snake is off the list.
Snake, yeah. Snake could join the Dangerous Knights crew if he will just reel it in a little bit.
on the R-ing.
He's just got to reel it in on the R-ing. Because he's great everywhere else. He's got a chooch, he dresses cool. He's
Snake's
not afraid of anything.
To be bad with.
He's a positive guy. That's what I like about him.
Yeah.
There's a positivity.
Yeah.
He really cares about this operation, doesn't he?
You care about this dojo, don't you?
What was Snake, by the way? Now that I think about it, what was he?
Well, he was just a henchman.
Yeah, he's a sidekick.
No. So he works for
Terry Silver,
or does he? Who does he work for?
Yeah, because he got paired up with Mike Barnes.
Has guys on retainer.
Got two questionably.
Yeah, he doesn't know Mike Barnes. That's the interesting part.
Living in his mansion that he calls in for this specific purpose.
Yeah. No, he doesn't know Mike Barnes at all until he sees him in a magazine.
What's the
and
dude?
Then cuts out his face.
There's the guy that's there exclusively to get his ass kicked, and then there's Snake, who's there to party with Mike Barnes.
Yeah.
This is your sparring partner. You're gonna beat the shit out of him.
This other guy's gonna get you cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like that idea. I like that.
Yeah, Dennis. Dennis had a shitty job.
Oh, Dennis.
No lines.
Dennis. Yeah, no lines. Just getting his ass beat.
But this is not a Terry Silver list. He's
he's a great villain.
Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it.
I'm pretty happy with my list. I'll just say that. I'm pretty happy.
This idea is just straight up bad. That algorithm is busted. It's among the worst ideas I've ever heard. Top 5, easily.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Welcome to Cinephobe Top 5. Welcome to Cinephobe Top 5. All right. Welcome to Cinephobe Top 5. This is the companion podcast to Cinephobe. The companion podcast to Cinephobe, which is award-winning at this point. Why not? Everyone else is lying about shit. Why don't we lie? Award-winning podcast, one of the highest rated on Apple. 3, 2, 1. One of the highest rated podcasts when it comes to TV and film review.
3, 2, 1. This is Zach here. I think that it's fine to lie about our podcast if it's in a positive manner because it should be number one, right?
It should be number one on all podcast platforms, but definitely listen to it on Spotify. Listen to it on Spotify, not on the other platform that I stumbled upon, but I didn't want to be in here, but I'm pretty sure the editing process was going to leave it in there.
Probably.
Prior categories that we've had are characters not on the CT5 artwork, best plot liftoffs.
That might need an update.
And all the makings of a Cinephobe movie, all the trimmings.
All the trimmings in which Amin got real upset at me, and then everyone was like, I don't think that's the right way to treat him. And Amin said, fuck you guys, he likes this, which I did.
Hey, I like it. I like it a lot.
I like that yelling.
All right, today we're going to do CT5 Worst Villain, and as you heard in the intro, we had to define what worst villain means. It doesn't mean like the most despicable.
Yeah.
No R-ing in any context. But instead, we meant the villain who's just terrible at being a villain.
Yeah.
We've
As
already
always,
done
we
top
have-
5 villains and top 5 respectful villains. So this is our third villains list.
We're going back to the villain well a lot.
There's a lot of
It's
villains.
a good well. Yeah, it's deep. It's wet.
And
That well.
I'm sorry?
I haven't.
That well is wet. There's lots of water in there.
This is untrod territory. Like, we haven't hit these villains yet, so it's time to trot out the disappointing villains.
I definitely haven't on my list. Not
All
at all.
right. As always, we have a top 5 and we have 2 outside looking ins or OLIs.
Mm-hmm.
Zach will start us off. I'll go second. And Maze, you bring up the rear.
Okay, so first OLI. I'll admit, I can't really remember why he's a villain. I just remember he is a villain. I can't remember that he does what he does for villainry. I just know that he does it. McCavity cats.
Is he the villain?
Of course. He's wearing a trench coat. He's in an alley.
Wait, so is one of those Ninja Turtles.
But he's clearly the lesser of two villains.
McCavity is out there causing trouble for sure. I don't know.
He's trying to stop them from becoming Jello cats or whatever it was.
What is?
I don't know that he's doing that, but I'm willing to allow it. I would call him probably more of an antagonist than a villain, but yeah.
And he doesn't stop anybody.
He's not a good villain.
No.
I'd like to quote Zach.
He's there to prance.
He's one of the worst. He is. He's there to prance.
Zach, I'd like to quote you when I thought about Cats. I was trying to think about who the villain was in Cats. And then I was trying to think about the story of Cats. Then I heard your voice in my head say, what story? What story?
What are you talking about?
They just pranced around and sang.
Yeah.
The villain,
about Jello.
Yeah. The villain in Cats is Anthony Mayes. It's not anybody in the actual movie. It's
is that on your OLI?
Well, I'm a good villain according to Amin, so.
Yeah, you top villain. A top villain.
Well, second.
Because here's the thing, no matter how, like, you cause me so much discomfort that like you've got to be good at being a villain, right? Like a bad villain would have made me feel awesome.
Right.
McCavity is described as a notorious criminal and con artist capable of teleportation. I would say yes.
That's a villain.
Wait, was that something that happened in the movie, or did they just allude to it?
Teleportation?
What are you talking about? That's what this sound is. McCavity! He's disappearing!
Dude, I don't remember anything about that movie.
Well, all right, rewatch
Nothing. No, never.
I mean, you're OLI.
All right. So
you didn't remember that he fucking teleported? That's the only thing I remember about him other than the trench coat.
I don't remember anything. I remember a pirate ship, and that was James Corden was on it, right? That was
no, he was on a roof.
And he was in a pirate ship.
Is
there ever a pirate ship?
There was
in that
a train yard, right?
Definitely not a pirate ship.
Who gives a shit? How about that? I am a prisoner of the moment. I fully accept it. Every time we do one of these, there's always going to be something that we did recently or we posted recently that I'm going to be referring to. And the racism in Delta farce. Just...
Wait, it's incompetent racism?
Yes, because it's not like I'm trying to think of. It's not like Street Kings, right? Where the racism
that's fair.
Is poignant, but on purpose.
Yeah,
like this is accidental racism. If I ask the makers of Delta Farce who the villain is, it's Danny Trejo. You know why? Because they're racist, and that's the real villain right there.
Racism is the real villain, or Danny Trejo is a villain?
Oh, that's right. This is worst villain. The maker. Well, yes, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna give it to the makers of Delta Farce because they didn't mean to be villains, and that's really the sign of a bad villain. You set out to be a good guy.
You can see him spinning right now. You can
dug myself into a hole, boys. I don't know where to go.
And then started burying yourself instead of climbing out.
I'm burying you.
Maybe this will work. Just give me some more dirt.
Can we update my CT5 weapons list?
Sure.
I would like
the cannon
slotted into number 3. Okay, we can just move everything else down. The racism from Street Kings, because I think Amin's right about that. Is that that is used as a weapon?
So rich kid spin kick from Never Back Down is gone.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how much that meant to you, Zach.
I know it meant a lot. Yeah.
And now you're saying racism from Street Kings.
That was used as a weapon. Like that was really weaponized racism.
Weaponized
it's
racism
impressive.
From Street Kings.
Because think about all the racist stuff that we've watched, right? Think about all the racist stuff we've watched.
Mm-hmm.
That one comes up more than Soul Man because of the way they use their racism.
That is true.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And I'm not saying the Soul Man racism isn't weaponized, but this is like, we are attacking.
It's an actual weapon.
Everybody. Yes. Yeah. Those might as well have been racist bullets hitting up Terry Crews in that convenience store.
Okay. Well,
at least one of them was.
Yeah, right.
The one that Keanu shot him.
Okay, my outside looking in, after an entire movie of talking about a MacGuffin and waiting for this MacGuffin, and finally someone uses the MacGuffin. When Shredder drinks the ooze in TMNT2 and turns into Super Shredder.
I thought about this, yeah.
All he does is flail his limbs about, destroy a dock, and kill himself.
He killed himself. Like this is the moment of truth.
Yeah.
Look, by the way, that was my second OLI. So just go ahead. Yeah. I was like, okay, you got the ooze. You experimented on 2 other animals. It works. You put it on yourself. Dude, this is it. You finally have leveled the playing field.
Yeah. They
with
can't
turtles.
touch you.
Why?
And he got so angry at them that he just destroyed a dock.
Oh, it was roid rage.
Yeah.
It was roid rage. Like,
absolutely.
He got so excited.
He was Ronnie from Jersey Shore. Just, that's what he turned into.
Except tall.
Yeah, except not 5'6".
Yeah, man, he didn't even fight the turtles at all. There was not a single
not once
punch or kick thrown. They didn't have to do anything. And then the movie was over.
That's it.
What the hell? Bad villain.
Splinter made another funny and then it was over.
Oh, that's right.
I don't want to hear how Amin would say that after the Karate Kid 3 episode.
Well, Shredder doesn't speak with an accent.
Splinter did, though.
Oh, Splinter. Oh.
Yeah.
Does he?
Doesn't he?
I'm coming.
Oh. My next OLI. Look, we shouldn't break this down. But rat cum has to be awful, right? Like, just it has to be beyond disgusting, especially mutated rat cum.
I'm glad we don't have to break this down.
No, let's keep going. All right, my second OLI. You have essentially an army, a mafia, whatever you want to call it, at your disposal. You are fighting 3 people and some woman who's just along for the ride, literally. You have Bolo at your disposal, and you lose. Sorry, Zhang, but you are absolutely one of the worst villains.
Wow.
He has every advantage and loses.
You're rich, powerful, and you have the ultimate weapon.
Yeah,
it's my number one weapon. Was it my number one weapon?
So yeah, I think both of ours were number 1.
Don't all the villains lose?
No, but Zhang is supposed to be like the guy who runs this shit. 2 twins, a drunk old man, and their concubine, or that's what takes them down.
This is hard.
Whoa.
This is hardly Brad Wesley, right? Brad Wesley lost
Brad
to the
Wesley's
best.
a baller.
He lost he lost to the best bouncer in the world, basically,
Right.
the number 1 ranked bouncer. Like
this
these
guy's an
guys,
aerobics instructor.
Yeah, and the other guy is God knows what he does with his leather jacket.
I wish a different CT5 episodes Zach Harper could listen to this episode. Zach Harper denigrate.
What does that mean?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, I mean, look.
It depends on which day of the week we're catching you on, I suppose.
Yeah.
This episode, they're chopped liver. It's a fucking aerobics instructor.
No,
and his brother.
no.
And a concubine, apparently.
If it was one-on-one, I'm here for it. Well, I mean, come on, you can't.
No one's defending her.
No one's pushing back on that one, are they? If it's 2-on-2 fight, sure, but it's Bolo and an army,
Yeah.
and it's your home, like your home field advantage. Nothing gets absolutely wasted. I mean,
all right. Well, Amin already gave his.
My Iron Man. Yeah.
other
Oh, that's right,
OLI.
yeah.
So my second OLI, I thought this guy would be higher, honestly, when I started this list. Part of being a terrible villain is being a very ass-on performer. And this is one of the worst we've had. It's an intergalactic businessman who sits around in his refinery in the red spot on Jupiter, barking orders at his various underlings with his extreme laryngitis.
Once again,
what are you talking about?
A real mama's boy who wears a cape, no shirt. It's Balaam Abraxas from Jupiter Ascending.
dog, you could have said Zach Harper. I would have believed.
Yeah, I would have been like, that sounds like me. I don't know. Sure. I mean, I don't. Is that Eddie Redmayne?
That's Eddie Redmayne.
Academy Award winner, Eddie Redmayne.
Academy Award winner.
All right. That's
Here's
stunning.
the thing. I know Mace hasn't rewatched Jupiter Ascending since we watched it.
Of course not.
Is that seared into your brain?
No,
I
he
don't
looked up his notes. He knows I don't have any notes to fact check that.
Dude, there's no way he has his notes from the second episode or third episode of Goddamn.
He's very
Cinephobe.
organized. He's very organized.
Do you have your notes from
I do. They probably suck, though.
Jupiter Ascending?
Yeah.
What's the opposite of Zach's book? Zach's analog notes.
The opposite is the notes I kept deleting for 100 years. That's the opposite.
There's a Tony Medley review for it. This is a real come down from Redmayne's Oscar-nominated role last year in The Theory of Everything.
It's not wrong.
But he doesn't hate Eddie Redmayne nearly as much as he hates Channing Tatum.
Oh, of course.
Channing Tatum.
Tatum Channing doesn't know which name is first.
No. Does he mention Tatum O'Neal? Does he go off on a Tatum O'Neal tangent?
All right, my number 5. A big part of my list was who are you going up against, right? Like you should be able to defeat if you're any kind of competent villain. Who are you going up against?
Same.
You went up against a guy with a hook hand and a Jeep. It's God in Legion.
Ooh, wait, wasn't he one of your
I
top
thought
villains?
about it.
All he had to do was kill a baby. You're God. That's all you gotta do. Kill a baby.
It is kind of funny that God
Happens in Planned Parenthood every day.
omnipotent, all-knowing,
Yeah.
right?
But couldn't figure
He
that
couldn't
out.
just laser beam a lightning bolt directly onto the baby.
Got him as Cyclops.
No, he's got him as Zeus.
Zeus? Well, Zeus is
Herc
busy
in New York.
watching the Herc fight a bear. So he
Throwing those wrought iron lightning bolts.
trying to figure out why this unhoused man with pretzels is all around him.
I thought about picking that, but I guess I was thinking more that like you guys would push back on Kevin Durant, Gabriel.
That's just one of his henchmen.
Dude, no, but hold on. Maybe I'm misremembering. I thought Zach had...
no,
Did Zach have... He didn't,
God
doesn't
for
have
Legion,
God from
on
Legion.
something.
It might have gotten
Yeah,
bumped
God-
out.
yeah.
Well, Jeep was
maybe.
my number 1 vehicle. Top ranking angel for God was
Yeah,
Job.
my second best job.
See, if he had hired you, he could have turned this thing around.
This is so stupid. This is just such a. I mean, all Bettany has Memo Moreno. Oh,
He loves.
he really does. Oh my
God, Angel
God.
Michael.
Yeah. I mean,
All
you're
right,
number 5.
My number 5. So a hallmark, kind of like you said, Zach, like who's your opponent? Should you house this opponent? That is big on my list. Also, Scott Evil's voice rings in my head. I have a gun in my room right now. We shoot it right now. Bang, bang. We'll do it together. We'll have fun with it, right? And Dr. Evil says, Scott, you just don't get it. So I thought of a situation where you have some unsuspecting victims in the middle of nowhere. All you got to do is just bum rush them, and then you can eat them and do whatever. Nope. We're going to have this convoluted thing where we make them buy milk and groceries and then expect them to turn into like plants or something. I don't know. It's the people of Nilbog. What are you doing?
Same note too.
What are we
My number 5 as well.
Wow.
is the Nilbog
Wow, you guys are
goblins. We're locked in right now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
their
I
plan
thought
was
about
to put shitty store-bought processed cakes on a table with green icing on it and give them
That's
rotten milk.
terrible.
And they were defeated by a child peeing on a table and eating a bologna sandwich. That's what did them in. Do it again for me. Top 5.
Yeah, I thought about
Foreshowing.
that. I also thought about the witch. That's CT5. I'm not mad that I would. Villains.
Oh my God, CT5 would.
All right, I think we just found our next CT5.
What's Sergeant? What's her name from Jack Reacher?
That doesn't count.
Ex Sergeant.
Oh, what?
Oh no. Oh, the one that. Oh yeah, that one. All right.
Not Major. That's Ex-Major.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. You guys might push back that this is the villain of the movie, but the more I think about it, the more this person is just a horrific misogynist who, like threatens the people in his life with sexual acts, and he was so bad at getting his win, because this villain does win in the movie. He was so bad at it, but what he needed, which was actually the worst thing for a misogynist like him to have to do, he had to wait for an email to come in to tell him everything that he needed to do. It's Michael Douglas in Disclosure.
Oh.
An email from a woman came in, and that's what saved the day for him. And so now he gets to like have his career and everything, but he is a horrible villain, and he's absolutely a villain.
That's interesting that you have him as the villain in that movie.
Yeah. CT5 Woods.
No.
Demi.
Oh, I thought you were going to be Michael Douglas.
Well, I mean, he thinks everybody would.
The whole
Careful, he's got
Hollywood
it.
industrial complex thought he was a sex symbol. So
Yeah. And he was only 3 years removed from Nick Nolte being the sexiest man alive. So he probably had a pretty high opinion of himself.
all fair game.
Yeah. I mean?
My number 4. Again, I unnecessary. You could be living your life, having a great time. You don't. Specifically, the reason why you're not having a great time is because you're jealous that someone is romantically involved with a woman that you were once romantically involved with, but who has also been romantically involved with everybody all over, including giving birth to multiple children from multiple partners. And oh, by the way, when someone says to you, hey, it's not worth it, you don't want to go back to jail, your response is, send me to jail, throw away the key. I ain't afraid to fuck a nigga in the ass. It's toothpick, but don't be a menace. You never look at the suds trickle down the crack of another dude's ass and like, those are jokes. I was fooling y'all. Woo! Toothpick, like, just what? You just got out of jail, bro. Why do you care who's banging Tashiki?
Yeah, but jail didn't get out of him.
I mean, look, it didn't. He still thought he was in jail. He's looking through mirrors and stuff. He's trying to pay.
He's shaking his food.
Shanking his food. He's trying to pay with cartons of cigarettes. He's trying to gamble with cartons of cigarettes. It's like, it was such an unnecessary. But which, by the way, they did that before Shawshank. Always remember, or did they? When did Shawshank came out? 98.
I thought Shawshank was 95, but I could be.
Oh, maybe. Well, either way, somebody's reading off someone else's notes.
Okay, so either they stole it or Shawshank did.
Pretty much.
One of the two. All right, my number 4.
It's one of those volcano Dante speak situations.
Incredibly unhinged performance, extremely manic, annoying villain. That's part of it. But then you get to the plan. Plan in quotation marks. This is his plan. He's going to turn a telescope into a super weapon of death. He's going to blow up the Eiffel Tower. Why? Cobra formula, but also because it's big and it's delicious and I'm tired of looking at it. It's Ashton from Simon Says.
Yeah.
And then when he's blown up the Eiffel Tower for free, then he's going to start charging people money to do it again. He also has a Waluigi Clippy version of himself on a computer and nearly loses to a bee. It's a terrible,
how bad you have to be
showing.
to lose to a bee. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about him as well, but I didn't want to look up his name.
Competition, his fucking hero is D-Rod. So it's not like you should probably dog walk D-Rod in this situation. The bugs.
Absolutely.
Well, did you see how he flew off that side of the building though?
The pillar?
Sure did.
Came down, slid down the column?
Yeah.
All right,
Zach.
my number 3.
Number 3. We're in the top 3 now.
You're telling me you got a whole crew, you got all these weapons, and you can't beat a pack of bastard children? I'm sorry, Captain Hook from Hook. You're one of the worst villains. These kids don't even have parents.
It is funny that he's locked in constant battle with a bunch of orphans.
Constant battle with children. You have guns
and swords.
and swords.
It's
So
Never
do the kids,
Neverland.
though, to be honest, the kids have swords too.
They have imaginary food. They're malnourished.
Oh shit!
They're gonna make them run after you for 5 feet. They're gonna faint. Especially old Thunder Fudge or whatever his name was.
He's never fainting.
Thud butt?
That's what it was. Yeah.
Zach thinks that it's
Pockets.
a grown-ass man fighting an orphanage.
It is. It's not just a grown ass man. A grown ass man with a ship of pirates.
Yeah.
Pirates. I mean, you're number 3.
Unnecessary. I thought about this story and I thought about it's a compelling story. I enjoyed it. I filed the movie. When I thought about the antagonist, why is he encumbered in conflict with the protagonist? There's no reason why. He could have just minded his business. Just let it go. Who cares? Particularly, let her go. Again, it all comes down to a woman.
Oh.
You're so possessive and jealous about this one particular woman. Let her go. Who cares? She's I'll say it. She's a rather cheap whore. Why are you murdering people over this? Just let her go. There's millions more where it came from. It's the bad guy from Heart Condition. The whole point of all this is he murdered Denzel because Denzel was trying to get her out of the game. She's not even that good looking, dude. So who cares? Just let her go.
Popos. She had giant popos.
Look, you live in LA. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
She must have been good.
Man, I mean, they definitely didn't give us any illusion towards that.
When you said the villain from Heart Condition, I didn't know if you meant the villain, if you meant Bob Hoskins, if you meant Denzel, if you meant the cat, if you meant the guy in the shades. No idea. They're all villains.
Rambus.
Kurt Rambis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's name is Graham.
Graham.
That's how you know you have a good villain if you can't even remember his name or.
Well,
the actor who
he's
played
also
him.
he's a good villain because he had that one guy washing his car.
Derek.
Oh, like
Yeah, Derek.
Yeah.
Mr. Spot.
I mean, you'll be pleased to know that in the Catwoman rewatchington, about 200 Cinephobe years later, we discovered that when they are at the scene of the first jewelry theft, they say, "Wow, they say she was like a cat. What should we call her? Cat chick? Cat broad?"
Yeah, there's
Nice.
a cat broad. And it's a disembodied voice, I believe.
Yes,
Oh,
it's
my
an
God.
Amin
Wow.
special.
What did who won the squint spaghetti briefcase guy?
The sideburns,
The sideburn, the gay guy who
Coworker.
works with her and Alex Bornstein.
but we also
the-
wrote down
In like the makeup
Cat Broad.
Yeah.
art department or whatever. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cat Broad was a contender. All right,
Yeah.
my
Maze,
number
three.
three. We've talked about this. It's about the competition. If you're the villain and you get washed by, I don't know, people who couldn't speak English and were eating rats a week and a half earlier, and then all of a sudden they're defeating your superpowered alien race with jet planes, you're a bad villain. It's the Cyclos from Battlefield Earth.
I couldn't bring myself.
Hit it again
couldn't-
because that's my number 2.
Oh, really? Wow.
Fucking disgraceful.
I'd rather call that a Sean Astin digging a pool than before
No.
I call Travolta a bad villain.
No, I mean he lost to a caveman who was shown Google for a couple of hours and then got in a jet.
And it,
You
to
have
be
space
clear,
technology.
it's not Travolta. It's not Turl.
It's
Because
all the Cyclos.
he's a good villain to the other Cyclos. Because he's a little
Yeah.
shithead.
Oh, he's a CT5 bureaucrat.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He's
definitely.
he's self motivated. He's trying to move up. He's trying to get off the planet. He fucks over
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker. He kills the bartender. He's
Yeah.
he's
He tells-
on it
he
with
tells-
the Cyclos.
Tells his wife to get back in place.
Oh,
Sure.
Just saying. It's villain.
Leverage and all that. But
yeah. Leverage. Yeah. That's my number 2 is, yeah. I mean, you had conquered this planet for centuries, right? At that point.
yeah, to the
Like
point
it's
where
established where they
they
can't talk anymore.
regress to being cavemen again.
To rat eaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you lose in a week.
Yeah. But it's the Warriors blowing a 3-1 lead. It's the Falcons being up
Oh my
28-3. It's all
No,
of the above.
it's not.
Yes,
It's not because
absolutely.
both of those teams lost to really good teams.
Oh, that's
It
fair.
would be like the Warriors blowing a 3-1
You know
lead
what
to
it is?
like.
You know what it is? It's Tom Brady losing to Eli Manning twice. That's what it is.
Whoa, hold on. Wow, hold on.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, that's a Hall of Famer you're talking about there.
By default.
No, not by default, by action.
A terrible career. 2 good postseasons. That's it.
Better than a lot of other quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame.
He's Mark Madsen.
He's Johnny
Or Kurt
Goodboy
Rambis.
Tyler of the NFL.
Johnny B. Goodboy.
My number 2. Short, sweet, succinct. All right, what's the end game here? What is this, Spence with ballers?
Jason Voorhees is second worst villain?
Why? Why are you going to kill everybody in space and then what? And then what?
Who cares?
I care. It doesn't make sense. There's no advantage to what he's doing.
He's there to kill humans. That's all it is.
And he's pretty
But
good
you're in
at it.
space.
He's really good at it.
You quite the opposite. Wouldn't you want this mission to get back to Earth so you could kill more humans?
He doesn't care. Bring him aboard. He'll kill those ones too.
They're not going to come aboard. We're just going to be floating around in space because you killed everybody.
He's a bingo behind a mask. Like,
Yes, bingo.
they tricked him into drowning.
He doesn't have long-term planning skills.
They didn't hit him with a stone in the head and then he passed out and fell in the lake. They tricked him to drown. He didn't think to get above water before he breathed.
He's got one speed: murder. He can't do a two-step plan. He can't
Unless it's, I
delay
need to
murder.
take 2 steps forward to murder this person.
That's it.
You guys are describing an awful villain.
Why does he have so many movies then?
Oh, shit.
I can't believe we just rehashed the "what's the end game" conversation again.
Much
Okay,
better this time,
everyone's
actually.
dead. All right, my number 2. This was a big reason for this list. I remember at the time watching this movie thinking how much this villain sucked. Terrible performance. And you know a villain's bad when you have to hype him up with exposition from other characters talking about how badass he is, but then even that exposition is not good. So here's some quotes. He's running all the dark ponies down there now. It's a full-on devil came down to Long Beach trip. He's bad. He's real bad. Then another quote. He's a jackal tearing at the soft underbelly of our fair town, and he's an idiot to boot, so be careful. His character quirk and his nickname come from his passion for carpentry. I'm talking, of course, about Raymond Calitri from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, my God.
Who dies by falling into a coffin that he made himself in one of the craziest live forever moments in Cinephobe history, where you make your own coffin.
Yeah, you can't die in your own coffin. You can die and be placed in your own coffin. You can't die in your own coffin. That's tough. Yeah, that's a toughie right there. All right, my number one. Look, I think a lot of villains, especially if you're a thief, right? If you're a thief, you need to blend in. No, it's not. I'm not going where you think it's going. Okay,
You haven't even done that movie.
Hi, sweet Annie.
Not that one either. Not Petty Thief Chris Dubois and not Brian Mills or whatever. What was it? Oh, what's his name? Fucking James Dolan, right?
TJD.
TJD.
Yeah, that was James Dolan.
If you're gonna be a thief, you got to be able to blend in. This guy's got striking blue eyes. He's got very distinct hair, a very distinct look. So you're going to notice this guy wherever you go, especially if you're in a place that's got a lot of cameras, a lot of surveillance, and you're trying to pull off a big heist. And that's all great. You can maybe do that. What you can never do is lose to Paul Blart. It's Neil McDonough, Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2.
That was my toughest OOLI.
You can't lose to cholesterol.
He loses to Paul Blart, and this is from the Wikipedia. Paul Blart is able to clumsily dismantle his operation.
Damn.
Fatly.
That's what that is, basically.
Yeah, that's the nice way of saying fatly. You should change that on the Wikipedia. Edit it to say fatly. Dismantle.
And what is his weakness? It's oatmeal, which Abuela Mija takes him out with oatmeal concealer.
Yeah, exactly. You're allergic to oatmeal, and you lose to Paul Blart. I'm sorry. You're the worst villain.
My number one.
I also think Petty Thief Chris Dubois is probably the hero.
Yeah, no, he is. He absolutely is. Do you see the clown makeup? That's hero stuff. Oh, I can't wait to do that movie, man. One day. My number one. You have a grandson that you care about a lot. You have a son-in-law that you can't stand. You decide that the best way to demonstrate to the grandson that the son-in-law, his father, is a piece of shit, is to hide all the letters that he sent his child's mother over the years.
Show the kid his wardrobe.
In reality, all he had to do was show him the letters.
Yes.
Yeah, he wrote your mom. He wrote your mom seven times in
What
the
that
span
mouth
of 10
do?
years.
Can't decide which hole to pick. Like that's all the stuff that he was writing.
And then you give him $500,000 and a semi to stay out of the kid's life that he then can bet.
It doesn't work.
Make any sense. The father-in-law from Over the Top. What the fuck, man?
Bosia.
Terrible villain.
Yeah, that's fair. We gotta rewatch
I
that.
still haven't let go of it. I still haven't let go of the anger that I felt.
Was it on your Sean Astin too?
Was it? I don't.
Should have been.
Should have been there.
All right. Well, my number one is pretty recent, but man, what a terrible showing. You have all the tools. You've got superpowers that are unrivaled in this universe. You've had them for 30 years. And what have you been doing this entire time? Waiting. Waiting for the NSA to develop the technology to track down teenage girls.
Very difficult to keep off my list.
The whole movie yelling at a woman on a computer to find them. It's Ezekiel Sims from Madam Web.
Yeah. It's very difficult to keep off my top 5 or my 2 OLIs.
That's not the end, too. He jumps into an ambulance that was clearly going to go over his head. He's got superhuman ability to recognize and process things. Some might call it spider sense. Who knows? He uses that to inflict more harm upon himself. And then, while fighting 4 non-powered up women, he loses to a Pepsi sign.
By the way, 4 non-powered up women, 3 of whom are damn near teenagers.
They're all teenagers.
Yeah,
he lost the kids. He lost a bunch of kids.
Yeah,
and the most unlikable person on the face of the earth,
Dakota Johnson,
Madam Web.
Oh, wow. OLIs, Jake Tyler.
Really?
Never back down. Killed his dad.
Right.
Killed his dad out of laziness. He's a whiny little bitch.
But that makes him a bad villain?
He's a bad villain. He quit. He quit a tournament. And then had to go fight in the parking lot. So he didn't even get anything for cheating and winning that fight. We got to rewatch that.
We already did. One of my OOLIs, cutting room floor, the Dean from Teen Wolf 2.
Dean
Gives a
Pimp?
shit, man. Why do you care? Just keep pimping.
Why does he care? That's a great question.
I thought about making this guy a villain, but he was already my number one disrespectful hero. It's Mark Watson from Soul Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't want to
fair.
Cross lists. And then someone who could have been on this list really 3 times, Brian Thompson. But in particular, I put Shao Kahn on here.
Oh, okay,
Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I think Cobra is probably the best villain performance. And then Lionheart, he's more of a sidekick.
Yeah. Otherwise, that.
But
AD.
0 for 3.
Or MJC.
0 for 3 for Shao Kahn.
The whole robbing crew in Hurricane Heist. The hackers, the soldiers, they were real idiots. Real idiots. Couldn't beat two brothers who just wanted to talk football.
Matt Dillon in Takers. He's just clueless the entire time.
They're all villains in that movie.
Well, no, Matt Dillon's the bad guy, though.
Yeah. He took he took his kid to police work.
He's a bad cop.
He's a bad cop, bad dad, bad villain. Yeah.
Andrea Von Strucker from Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I didn't know what her name was, and I didn't know what her brother's name was, so I just put Germans Nick Fury.
Yeah.
I don't
Legendarily
know if they're
bad,
Germans
Louis
either.
Pinnock, extremely whiny, trying to fuck her brother and her dad.
Tough.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That should be every Washington, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
That actually should. I know Amin won't agree with this, but if you weren't so fucking obsessed with molesting mice, Jack Palance would have won that battle.
Oh, come on, man.
You drew them into a rock quarry, which is the ultimate. We have higher ground. Two guys. One's obsessed with stocks and keeping his sister from getting fucked, and the other one is just a dirt ball. You should have won that. You win that 9 times out of 10.
They had such great. But I mean, by the same token, you could say Coach from Action Jackson.
No. Dude had Sharon Stone and Vanity. You kidding me?
I know, but all he had to do was
He had Sharon Stone and Vanity.
Well, that means you can never be a bad villain.
Correct.
You're an awesome villain. Just by
absolutely. CT5 best villain.
Well, all right. What about Dan Brown then?
Yeah. I thought about Lord Teabag, but Dan Brown works too.
Yeah.
I don't remember shit about this movie except that this dude makes skin suits and the movie sucked ass. Kanza from Gallowalkers.
We gotta rewatch that.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Not until you watch it on DVD.
I gotta get a DVD player.
We've been waiting.
It was same.
They're like $30.
We watched it Monday. Sharon Stone, that's a bad villain. Catwoman. She had really no plan once there was some pushback. She tried to frame and did a horrible job of it, and then just was like, well, I'll just try to kill everybody with my marble skin. It's a bad villain.
I mean, she does kill her husband. Slight win.
She does, sure, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Travolta and Swordfish. Again, why?
It's a great villain.
That's a great villain.
That's a great villain.
Why? So much of it is unnecessary. I have a gun up in my room. That's what I'm talking. That makes him bad at being a villain. No. Too much showmanship. Not enough. Too much sizzle. Not enough substance.
I don't know.
No.
He's OOLI, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
This feels like revenge for saying Jack Palance.
I was honestly thinking I probably should have included him in my good villains list, but he lives in a world you can only imagine. And he forced a guy to hack into the NSA database at gunpoint while getting a blowjob. How could that
and then tequila shots?
Again, not. This is not efficient. None of this.
Have you seen him spin out of his car?
Again, inefficient.
No, that's a showman.
Jai Courtney from Honest Thief, Special Agent Nivens.
Yeah, I had the feds from Honest Thief, all of them.
Yeah, his partner, he's the one pushing for it, and he kills his partner, so he's the worst villain.
Oh wait, that's right. Yeah, because it was like, what are you guys doing? All this is trackable. There's video. It's like you guys went to a storage facility,
and you should. It's not that you should be unaware. You're the feds. You should know this above anybody.
Wanted to put them on worst cops, but they're not cops. They're feds.
Brax, Jiu-Jitsu. How'd you lose?
He was on there originally, but he was a respectful villain, so couldn't do it.
Yeah, and also, I thought to myself, is he a villain or is he a guy just looking for a good workout? This guy's going. This is his Sunday run, basically.
He murdered a lot of people.
I mean, look, that's how he gets his workout.
By forcing them to fight him. By forcing them to fight.
Hector, Juan Carlos, Johnny Tapia. Bad Boys 2.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Me, Johnny Tapia, will sever your head off.
Let's see it. I had one more. I thought,
Not only are you a bad villain because you're very ineffective, you're also bad at being the next Jim Carrey. It's Bart from How High.
I kind of like him as a villain in that movie.
He's a bad villain.
I don't remember what the last whole life or cutting.
He didn't like his
for me
girlfriend
was.
showing her ass.
Made him a good,
And
compelling villain. He was incredibly uptight and
hot
white.
girlfriend. What's it called? Oh shit! Why did I just draw a blank again? Oh yeah, the bad guy from White Chicks.
Terry Crews?
No, the white guy who was actually broke. He was the father of the two socialites.
Yes. You
that
think
were,
that's
like, real?
the villain?
Well, first of all, yes, he is. Second of all, you couldn't tell that these
That's a good point.
black men in whiteface.
Look nothing like your daughters.
Like, come on, man.
I mean, look nothing like them.
I don't think this is this guy's fault, but Big Fatso from Barbed Wire, the king of the underworld who gets carried
Is he
around
a
in a
villain?
loader. He's a
I
villain.
kind of looked at I kind of looked at him as just like
double-crosses.
a gatekeeper of the
German
junkyard.
police are probably the main villains of that movie.
Historically, yes.
I just remembered another one. Big
What's
Daddy
in the
Mars.
future? I don't know if you remember that, Zach. It's not actually Casablanca. It just seems like it.
Yeah. Don't call him that, by the way.
What's his name?
It's not. His name is not Big Daddy Mars. Okay, don't.
It
Call
is.
him.
I wanted to
Isn't it
put
cool?
Big Daddy Mars too, but Big Daddy Mars kind of gets shit done.
He does actually. He's actually pretty efficient.
He's kind of a good villain.
Mr. Freeze. How'd you
No,
lose?
No
You
way.
can
outta
freeze
here.
anybody. You
No.
can freeze anybody.
Fuck that.
What
We're
killed the
not going to.
dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
This dude's too busy doing a tight 15 on stage in order to fucking defeat another shitty little orphan. Two shitty little orphans. And someone who doesn't know how to guess a password. Crumpet. In it.
Masturbates. He insists on buying a black man.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Jackie Gleason too. Bad villain. Yeah. The asteroid in Armageddon.
You had that as a
I
good
put that
villain.
in best villain. Yeah. What are you doing?
The more I think about it, you had once they hit you with a nuke, that's it. You're an asteroid. You know what? You had no plan B.
You wanted him to
Well, it's-
take a
once it's
licking
in a-
and keep
once-
on ticking.
Once they
Hold
take
on.
away
What
your
do you want out
straight
of this
line
asteroid?
attack, you're
Hold
done.
on.
He's Jason
It
X.
sounds- Yeah, exactly. He sounds early like Jason X.
No, Jason X gets
Complaints.
shit done. Jason X can go to the right and still kill people.
I might again. You pointed out that they tricked him into drowning.
Drake, Blade Trinity,
No,
terrible villain.
legend.
Terrible villain.
Motherfucker.
Silver Surfer. I know he's more of a henchman, but
Yeah, yeah.
for most of the movie, we thought he was a villain, and he just got horny and stopped.
Galactus in that movie does suck ass, though. Probably
Yeah.
worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Big smoke cloud
The owner's son, Ed.
for getting rid of Ed.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. The French timeline.
I don't know, man. That Lord was pretty good, man.
He lost to a slide tackle.
That was the English guy.
They hadn't
Oh, that's
seen
the
it.
English guy?
That's right. Yeah, that was the English guy. That's right.
Oh.
The French were the good guys. Remember, they were helping the
French were the good guys? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, whoever the bad guys are then. The English. I think I had the bad guy in Madam
Dude,
Word.
by the way, we got to do 13th Warrior at some point.
Yeah. And my last one, Morris Chestnut, half-assed dead.
No, come on, man. He's a sociopath.
He's a terrible. You lost
He's
to
a sociopath.
Corrupt and Ja Rule and a fat-ass Steven Seagal.
Sorry, I'm not into guys.
But he shit talked that judge though.
Oh my God, he eviscerated her. No way. Well, I'm just cutting him for
You barren bitch. That's basically what he said.
He buried her ass, man. Yo, that, like I said, there's nothing better than like you talking all this shit to someone. You know you got good stuff, but when you see that confirmation of like, oh, that one hit. Oh, God.
All right. Make sure you're giving us your CT5 list for CT5 worst villains at Talk Hoops, at Darth Amin, at Corn Puzzle, at Cinephobe Pod, at Count the Dings, or you drop in the Discord by subscribing to our Patreon, patreon.com/Count the Dings.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.